Well, the country, as one, is waiting for summer to arrive, but signs down in the southwest that our prayers might soon be answered. The beautiful county of Cornwall is the venue tonight for the final of the inaugural British and Irish Cup. Cornish Rugby's had some famous days in years gone by, but in their new guise as the Pirates, tonight is undoubtedly the biggest here at Camborne. Silverware on the line, but they have to get past the mighty red shirt of Munster, filled tonight by the next generation, but always competitive wherever they play. Nothing else will do. Well, it has been an overcast day over much of Cornwall, but the sun has burst through to ensure a glorious evening. Perfect conditions for a cup final. It is the Cornish Pirates against the famous province of Munster for the British and Irish Cup, and we are interactive here on Sky Sports 3. Hello and welcome. Well, after two pulsating semi-finals in the Guinness Premiership, we are hoping for a final here in the British and Irish Cup to match up. Graham Dawes, our studio guest this evening, disappointed to see Bath bow out to their old friends Leicester, but hoping the Pirates can turn his weekend around. We'll have a chat with Graham at half-time because we are ready to get this one underway. So it is straight over to your match commentators tonight. Frankie Sheehan is alongside Johnny Hammond. Frankie and Johnny, it's all yours.
Well, I'll definitely be Al Pacino to your Michelle Pfeiffer, Frankie, but it's a warm welcome to the first ever British and Irish Cup final here at the Camborne Rec in Cornwall. Back in November, 24 teams set out to be in this final this evening. 12 sides from the English Championship, 6 from the Welsh Principality Premiership, 3 from Scotland and 3 A-sides from Ireland's provinces. The idea being to have a quality structured cross-border competition that excited players, coaches and fans alike. And looking around tonight, it has certainly done that. Cornwall, traditionally one of the rugby counties, now pin their hopes on championship side, the Cornish Pirates, and you get a sense that something is building in this part of the country. Their opponents, Munster, need no introduction, a European powerhouse of a province. The senior side, double Heineken Cup champions, expect no less determination, drive and passion from this A side today. Well, let's have a look at the two lineups. Chris Sterling's men like to play an attractive brand of rugby, orchestrated by fly half Johnny Bentley. Watch out how flat he plays. Inside him, skipper and former Scarlet scrum half Gavin Cattle, a real talisman for the club. Alan Powder has a few miles on the clock, a pirate through and through, just the kind of man you want at tie-hat prop. Number 8, Blair Cowan, has been exceptional this season, scoring try after try. Joining him in the back row, Dave Ward, a former Bath hooker, plays at open side today, and out wide Rodri McAteer, he's a real live wire on the right wing. Fellow Welshman Steve Wynn forms a midfield partnership with Mark Ireland, and Big Wes Davis used to play rugby league for Wigan, he is the fullback. Well, this Anthony Foley coach side has an emphasis on youth with the average age around 21. Captain and number 8 Peter O'Mahony is Ireland's under-20 captain just last season. Left winger Simon Zebo, the 20-year-old, has been in this season on the 20 side. On the other wing, Danny Barnes, also just 20, already has outings in the Magners League this season. There's an experience in the side, the ancient Billy Holland at 24, wears the number 6 jersey, and Jeremy Manning, a New Zealander, has over 40 Munster caps in the league. He will be the rudder in the midfield. Duncan Williams, now on a senior contract with the province, links up with Declan Cusack at halfback. Cusack, a fine striker of the ball, both off the ground and from hand. Well, on the benches, the Pirates have gone for a 5-2 forwards-back split, so no guesses as to where they think Munster's main strength lies. One of those forwards is Matt Evans, the former Worcester back rower. For Munster, a late change, Mike Kelleher replaces Mossy Lawler, he'll be wearing 21. Well, the whole of Munster will be cheering this side on today. In fact, the entire season of the province hangs on the next 80 minutes of rugby. With a loss in the Heineken Cup quarter-finals to Biarritz and having lost in yesterday's Magners League semi-final to Leinster, there is definitely an extra incentive for this Munster men.
Well, by Munster's own standards, they'll be really disappointed, Johnny. I think to lose to Leinster 4 times on the trot has really hit home, and guys will be very disappointed with that, and I know talking to some of them they were, but this is the next generation and these are the guys, and what an opportunity for these guys and Munster to put it right today and go out in a great cup, British and Irish Cup, and get out and stake claims for future positions and go out and bring a cup home to Munster.
It's a tight, intimate ground here, and you have to say a brilliant atmosphere. Absolutely fizzing around us as Peter O'Mahony, the skipper, many people tipping him to have a bright future in Irish rugby.
Superb player, and you see them all coming out, and it's great tradition. Even the coaching staff, you see Ken O'Connell there, and you see Mick Galway as well in the background. There's a great homegrown coaching staff here but some excellent young stars coming through here, and in particular, okay, Peter O'Mahony, he is definitely one for the future.
There's Jeremy Manning wearing 12. Peter O'Mahony, the two leaders really in this side. He's had an exceptional season. A man born in Cork, laying down the law to his side. It's a youthful side. Been impressive this season, unbeaten in this competition. And here are the Pirates. Just 2 years ago, they played at Ticken and won the EDF final. This, though, is the biggest day in their history.
Wow, the atmosphere here is just electric. It is unbelievable. And the whole place is on their feet here, cheering them out. And you see the gymnasts there. I used to do that a bit in my own day when I was younger, but it's a great mouth-watering prospect here at the moment. Both sides are really, really looking up for it and very keen to start.
Gavin Cattle, absolute talisman of this side, will lead with his half-back partner, Johnny Bentley. That 8, 9, 10 combination for the Pirates, really crucial, has been all season. Today's referee, LEIGHTON HODGES, who's in fact the referee for the Pirates' opening game in this competition, the game which they won. Will he be a good omen this afternoon? So, the first ever British and Irish Cup final between the Cornish Pirates and Munster 8 gets underway. Ben Gulliver went up for it and it saved Ward, who immediately comes away, but slight knock-on from Gulliver. Was he impeded? No, says the referee. Scrum down amongst the ball.
As a player, it's exactly the wrong start you want, really. You want your man Gulliver just to take that ball and get down to a start. But interestingly, Munster playing against the wind, and they're very much into that and trying to play against the wind and try and get an early lead.
Yeah, we must mention the wind. It's very strong at the backs of the Cornish Pirates, so they're playing with the wind up the hill in this first half. And talking to both sets of coaches and management before this game started, both saying, and it's a cliche, but we'll use it anyway, but the first 10 minutes, absolutely crucial.
Well, there was some pressure in that first scrum there. Both sides really just threw themselves in at it. And as a player, when you're in that situation, it's so important in the first scrum to really just set down a marker. And you see Munster just looking to keep it at the back and possibly look to drive it a second time.
It's not just a physical marker, but a mental one, more importantly, as well, isn't it?
It certainly is, and Munster getting the penalty there early on, which is a big psychological advantage now, Munster.
Alan Paver there, the tight head, small, nuggety player. A Cornish Pirate through and through. 165 appearances for this club, 144 of those being in a starting shirt, so a real servant to this club. He was talking yesterday, in fact, on a local radio station with great passion, not only about this club, but about this game as well. But the first opportunity for points of this evening goes to Declan Cusack. Very respectful hush for Cusack. It's wide. First opportunity missed then.
Yeah, he has a lot of power though, because we were walking out in the middle of the field there, Johnny, earlier, and there's quite a powerful wind out there, so you know it was an unlucky miss, but just showing how disciplined that the Pirates will have to be, because Cusack has the range.
Against the wind, worth saying. Johnny Bentley with a 22 restart. Of course, Cusack will be used to the quietness when he's taking a penalty.
It's gone back.
Coleman Park-like.
Steve.
I hope I pronounced that right. Here's Bentley. Win. And this is the way the Pirates like to play. Here's Jackson.
Well, interestingly, it's the second knock-on. Davis went up there and knocked it on again. But two knock-ons earlier, I suppose, showing possible early nerves from the Pirates' point of view. He went up here, and it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but knocked it on there. So they'll need to get settled more into this game quicker.
And when you're playing a side like Munster with all its history, all its tradition, they really are a European, if not a world, powerhouse.
Roll!
And this is Cornish Pirates championship side, just about squeaked into the playoffs in the new championship structure this season. There's Mike Sherry, the hooker for Munster A. Taking it into contact, and it's definitely Munster getting these early penalties.
Yeah, that seemed very unlucky on my first look at it there. When Mike Sherry went in, he looked like he was slightly isolated. You could see him coming in here. It was a great run, nice pace with the ball, and I think it was Steve Wynn took him down. But went up, and possibly, I suppose, it is the new rule, and there's different interpretations with the referees at the moment, Johnny, as regards which way they're interpreting it, but he obviously had judged that to be too fast in at the breakdown.
The question being that the tackler, is he on his feet? And of course, is a ruck formed. Another player has joined the breakdown. But the end result is another opportunity, not too far from the first opportunity that Declan Cusack had. 64% his kick percentage in this competition this season. I'm even being hushed by the crowd here. Very respectful. Wide to the other sides.
Yeah,
the crowd like that one.
The crowd seemed to like that, and you did touch on a very respectful silence, and it's not it's not something to be taken lightly. And as you said, people were actually giving you a look as you were talking, but it is very sportsmanlike to see it, and both teams really trying to get behind their supporters. But Declan would look to get an easier kick now the next time to just settle his nerves.
British and Irish Cup final fever has been ravaging its way through the local areas. Williams with the drop. Poor body position, you must say.
Duncan Williams, how many times would he do that at training? I mean, this guy, he's a really, really good player. He played with Cork last week, actually. Cork had a superb win against St. Mary's last week, and there's about 6 of the guys playing here today with Munster who played on that team. But Duncan Williams, totally uncharacteristic, must have just taken his eye off the ball and possibly a bit of nerves on both sides.
Crouch, touch, pause,
I was saying, cup fever running through the air. Many local pubs here in Cameron have closed, and the landlords have brought everyone down here to the ground. Bentley takes it to the line, that's what he likes to do. Crowd thought it was high, it was around the shoulder area. Here's Cattle. Had a couple of years at the Scarlets, left the Cornish Pirates, so his second spell here. But a very good player in the championship, Kevin Cattle. Here he is again. McLeod. Big lump of a man in the Cornish Pirates' second row. Here he is in the grey scrum cap. And there's a flag from the assistant referee on the far side, maybe for that high tackle. Was it high for you, Frankie?
It looked a bit high, all right, initially, but I don't think it seemed to matter too much. But both sides seem to be looking to play a similar type game plan.
On the 50, what I'm standing now, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay, thank you. Touchdown report. Okay, he hasn't got a number.
They both seem to be looking to.
Because it's instinctive, nothing else would be a penalty.
Yeah.
Discipline, though. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that was for there.
Well, it was for the high tackle, wasn't it?
Was it for that?
There you are. Spear tackle.
I don't think there was much in that, no, in fairness. I don't think that was a good call.
By the letter of the law, you must release the player when you've...
But I was just saying, I think
to the height.
Both the sides, they seem to be playing the same way. They seem to be trying to dominate up front by getting their forwards in, getting them around the corner, and trying to get the big men running at the smaller men early on. And I've seen Munster do it earlier, and I've seen the Pirates do it there, and they're after getting the penalty out of it.
So Munster and Declan Cusack missed their first 2 penalty opportunities. Here's Bentley. Get a feeling the Pirates must take every point on offer this afternoon. And here is the first opportunity. Three kicks at goal, 3 misses.
Well, when we were watching them kicking them all over earlier on, we thought there was going to be a high-scoring game. We wouldn't have thought there'd be 0 from 3 kicks. So a let-off for Munster.
It's kickable for Bentley. Started the season brilliantly with a boot. Johnny Bentley then had a groin injury, and Rob Cook actually came in as the frontline cooker. He's injured today. May have a bearing. With a bit of fisticuffs on this near side. Scotland players getting to know each other slightly better. It's Mike Sherry and Ben Gulliver as play continues on the far side, with a little knock-on from the Pirates. Just little errors from both sides just creeping into their games.
Yes, I think it's just a bit of tension. I mean, it's easy. I mean, both these sides are just so up for this game, and when you're concentrating sometimes on the end outcome of lifting that trophy, you possibly take your eye off the ball and you're not in the zone, and hence you do knock that ball on that you catch every time at training, and you do these uncharacteristic errors. But both sides have no doubt will settle in the next few minutes.
Picks up, but Gavin Cattle was all over him, wasn't he? Great pressure from the scrum half. But Munster, being Munster, retained possession. Williams with the box kick. That's high. Danny Barnes. Turned over by big Carl Rimmer, though. And Gavin Cattle sees something down the short side. Here's Gulliver. Tackle by Sherry's. Very evident around the park, isn't he, at the moment? Mike Sherry and Munster have taken this one quickly. Cusack. Very good kick, and that wasn't just about the bounce of the ball. He put that onto the side of his foot to give the ball every opportunity to bounce that way.
Well, that was an awesome. You can see here actually Rimmer, what a superb steal for a loose head prop. I mean, you do not see guys doing that very often, but the line-out has gone in there quickly. But what a kick. What a kick there, just from the side of his boot, and it's after rolling right in. Superb kick, and I think they went quickly with the line-out.
Really good piece of skill from Cusack. Smart player. Both ends are, in fact. Here's Sherry. Good attacking line-out this for Munster.
Don't be surprised if you see the famous Munster rolling ball from this line-out.
You wouldn't know a thing or two about that, wouldn't you, Frankie?
They're in a superb position here. It's a very well set up maul.
Good body positions. Meter out now. Oh, and Dave Wood's come away with it for the Pirates. It's excellent work from the former Bath man. He's predominantly a hooker, playing open side today. He has played a couple of times there this season in the championship. Great work from him, turning that ball over just when you thought Munster were on a roll and rolling towards that try line.
Well, I don't know how he came in there, but he did extremely well, and he did come in from an onside position, so superb steal by Woods and taking all the pressure off the Pirates.
Yeah, you would have put a fair bit of money for Munster scoring from that position. Is Williams. Manning looked flat at best. Little nod from Frankie Shear next to me, he agrees. Good. Now that is forwards. Oh. It's certainly given forward anyway as Jackson carries on, and you can stop, fellas. The whistle's gone. Camborne bathed in sunshine now. Beautiful day down here yesterday.
Back here, no advantage forward
Very
past White.
grey and miserable morning this morning, but now the sun has come out. Certainly no rain since this morning. Very firm underfoot. Great playing conditions for both sets of players. And Munster will want to come away from this position with some points, won't they?
Yeah, I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on this scrum now. I think the scrums have been a nice little battle so far. I think the ref has reffed them quite well so far, but they'll be looking to put pressure and looking to drive him off it and get the angle, so to give the open side as much time as possible to put pressure on the kicker and the clearing kick.
Stay flanker. Hold 90 behind.
It's charged down.
Roll away, tackler, no hands.
Referee saying hands out. And Munster didn't obey. And penalty, Billy Holland, the man the grandfather of the side. Speaking of no, Mick Galway there, manager of the Munster A side.
All the way forward!
Real heavyweight management side, this Munster A side, I've got to make.
Well, they are fairly heavyweight. They're after putting on a few pounds since they retired, all right.
It's not the way I meant it. But I like it anyway. Yeah, Mick Galway, Anthony Foley, of course, the coach. In fact, his dad's here as well this afternoon.
I suppose what Anthony has done for Munster rugby over the years, and his father Brendan played for Munster, and his whole family are involved. Even his sisters played for Ireland. But you've Ken O'Connell there as well, which you taught earlier. But a serious guys here, and it's no surprise when you see a very forward orientated Munster team when all these guys are involved with them.
But it also shows the importance of this side for Munster as a province to grow from within.
Another guy also is Ian Sherwin, who's very much involved in the system for years as well.
Again, the Cornish Pirates getting a little bit of joy from the balls on the ground as Gavin Cattle kicks it downfield now with a bounce. Behind Jackson is there, so is Barnes. Barnes had to be brave there. Knew the man was coming up. Tackled by the man they call Jacko Jackson. Now the Pirates back in Munster A's 22 as Williams uses the box kick just to clear the lines, but the Pirates...
You have to notice how dogged the Pirates have been so far. Munster are putting so much pressure, but they're giving up on nothing. Every breakdown, they're going in and they're nicking a ball here and stealing there.
Gulliver was the man with a tap back. Cattle had to take it in. Not ideal for the scrum half, but Paver. Morgan, former Bristol man, had 5 years up the road. Win on toward. Lovely angles from the Pirates. Bentley almost too fat for his own good there as Gleeson came up to make the tackle.
No hands, red!
Munster being told to get their hands out again. Here's Cattle, Paver. He will bleed for the cause. He will give his right arm for the cause this afternoon. Jackson, hand in there from Munster. Ball's gone back, says the referee. Jackson has to go back and get the dustpan and brush out just to tidy that situation up. Bentley again, so flat. Lovely dummy. McLaren. McAtee is on this right-hand side, screaming for the ball. The Pirates just a metre short now. Munster trying to slow this ball down. Bentley at the heart of everything for the Pirates. Cattle. Have they seen McAtee on this right-hand side? No, is the answer for now. He's still there. The possession is still there for the Pirates. Cattle, Win. Penalty coming anyway. They won't need it. Steve Wynn. There's the first try. It was coming. They were building. Beautiful angles. Bentley at the heart of it all.
That is no more than they deserve, and they had so many numbers. If they didn't score a try, they should be shot here. As we saw, McAtee was roaring for the ball over in this corner, but he took it well and stepped right inside there and took his try very well. But you can't argue that they deserve that try. They've been running superb lines all along. They've been getting in there. I think it was Bentley set it up an issue with a great line and had Munster in 2s and 3s.
Steve Wynn leaving the club after this game this afternoon. Nice way on a personal note to round off for him. But there is so long to go in this game. Bentley should easily have the 2. He does. 7-0 the score to the home side. First blood.
I don't know how many people are here, Johnny. I think there's about 5,000, but it feels like 50,000 when he went over for that try. It's incredible, the atmosphere.
It's a fabulous, fabulous atmosphere, as you say, Frankie. and that will continue to rise and rise if the Cornish Pirates keep adding to the scoreboard. That is the first opportunity the Pirates have had, and they've come away with a try. Granted, they just did miss the penalty, but that was pretty much the first visit to the 22. A few weeks back in the Championship playoffs, that's exactly what they did to Plymouth Albion. Sorry, Graham Dorr, in our studio. But when they had opportunities to score, they took them. Do have a very effective back line.
Two straight off his feet. Straight off.
Rob Elloway is off his feet at that ruck, and Munster will have an opportunity now, you'd think, to just cut away at that lead.
Yeah, I think it was Dave Foley who got that loose ball. Dave Foley, may I add, who is 22 today, gathered that nicely, and the infringement there. So this is an important kick now for Cusack. He's missed two, so to get this now, it's they'll need this points just to get the nerve settled and get back into it.
Bentley, it's played so flat. If he's not standing flat, he takes it to the line, and those two very direct centres, you can see how flat he is.
Ran a superb line there and stepped inside Zebo, and Zebo is so quick and fast, and just showed how powerful he is to be able to do that.
Led on to Wynn. He doesn't miss opportunities like that, Steve Wynn. Cusack. Right in front of the post. It's much better from a Munster perspective at Galway. Claps his man. 7-3 now, and Munster have responded straight away.
Well, that's the measure of a man, to be able to bounce back after missing the first two, and look at the confidence, the way he nailed that, and that's just what Munster need now. 7-3, and important now to win this kick-off, settle the nerve and get straight back down.
Anthony Foley, former Ireland captain, 62 caps for his country. Heineken Cup winning captain, of course, back in 2006 against Biarritz. Rob Elloway drops down on the ball, secures it for the Pirates. Here's Bentley, again flicks it inside to Morgan. Second season here at the club. Chris Morgan, Wynn, the try scorer. Used to play for Bridgend alongside Gareth Thomas, and then moved to Swansea. He was in a centre partnership with Scott Gibbs, so no mean centre, Steve Wynn.
And roll. Release.
Cattle again. Morgan, and they're using their big runners, aren't they? The likes of Morgan and Gulliver. Bentley, that's a little high. Win. Elloway, former Gloucester Academy man.
He wasn't going to throw a dummy there.
Lovely hands on the forwards. McGowan from the pass from Gulliver. Good, sensitive, subtle hands from the second rower. Wes Davis rides the tackle. Blair Cowan flicks it out the back. Jackson. Cattle again. Elloway. Mark Ireland. Tackle by Sherry, but he's stayed strong. Just lacked support to begin with, but was very strong on his feet there. Have a little shuffle from him. He's told yesterday that he's quite a keen salsa dancer, so just showing a step there, but Munster have turned this one over. Zebo steps in at scrum half. Cusack, big right hoof. And as far as Jackson, Ireland is there. Looks outside for Cowan. And this man has just been so impressive this season, Blair Cowan. Top try scorer in the championship, 14 tries. Blair Cowan showed really good feet there.
Certainly did, and I think the pace that the Pirates are playing at is not suiting Munster at the moment. Every time they're off the ball, it's a quick line out, it's in, it's out, and they've obviously made a decision before, and you can see, look, straight into the corner now, and they're really looking to put Munster under fierce pressure.
There's Davis Rowe, the tackle. Blair Cowan showing good footwork and good hands as well. But the Cornish Pirates all look so comfortable with ball in hand, whether it be lock forwards or back rowers.
Roll away, Red!
Munster being told to roll away. Cattle. McLeod so close. Bentley flicks it inside, but there's nobody there. Manning comes away, but we'll come back for the penalty. Sean Scallion is offside. The Ireland under-19 representative and Munster are under pressure here.
You could argue that that could have been a sin bin because they look very close to getting over the line there, and the Munster defence has not been where it has been during this competition. They had prided themselves on their defence.
The second time
They don't seem to be hitting and sticking. They're falling off tackles. They're not numbering up right at the moment, and the Pirates are taking full advantage of it.
3 tries only conceded in 480 minutes of rugby coming into this final Munster 8. They've already conceded 1 and very close to conceding a second there. But all credit to the Pirates. They're really playing some excellent rugby. It's taking every sinew in Munster's armoury to hold them out.
Yeah, I don't think, 10-3, it's not too bad considering what they've absorbed from a Munster point of view. There is still a strong win there, so let's not forget that.
Bentley to cancel out the Cusack penalty. He's done that. Pirates, young and old, they've all turned out this evening to see their side, this British and Irish Cup final, and their side is in the lead. It's 10-3.
I have a good feeling now that Billy Holland will be in there now telling the guys, lads, let's slow this a small bit down, let's give it a bit more structure, take a few line outs and do a few drives.
No better side, certainly in Europe, if not world rugby, at slowing opposition ball down. Legally, of course. Legally, of course. Not suggesting anything else.
The back foot.
Scrappy from the restart for the Pirates. Scanlon. Williams, Manning, New Zealander, down to another former New Zealander, Bentley. Jackson is there as well. And now Munster have a foothold in which to launch an attack here.
Certainly do, and they just have to watch this because
Red in the middle, please.
the Pirates will be gone in a second. They keep going and they're taking very quick lines and speeding it up. And up to now, Munster haven't been ready for them and have been leaving the Pirates off the hook.
Cattle sets himself for the box kick. That's high.
This is a great attacking platform now for the likes of Zebo here. I mean, Zebo on the wing here, he played for Cork on last week. Very, very powerful character. A good ball off the top. I'd love to see him running with the ball now in a bit of space.
Foley waits. Takes the line out. Holland now without the scrum cap. Williams with the scrum cap. Here's Archer. Big man with tight head. Here's Munster Williams. Just miscommunication there. He's still out for possession though. Pirates calling for numbers on the left-hand side. That's where they think Munster will attack.
And roll away, White, no hands!
They're attacking
No hands, White!
round the fringes. And Munster come up with a penalty. Now both sides will have to be careful here. In the danger zone, they're both giving away penalties.
Yeah, we spoke about that a while ago. I think the Pirates will be very happy to give away the 3 points there. Munster had them on the rack there, so see Peter O'Mahony having a word with the referee, just ask him how long is this going to go on, you know. That move started from a very good line out. Actually, Mike Sherry threw a great throw down to the back of the line out, and it was a lovely rehearsed move, a peel around the back. And I would argue that if they gave the ball quicker out to the backs, they could have scored in the corner. This looks like a kind of a 9-10 point lead to me. So I mean, if I were the Pirates, I'd like to have that cushion there going into half time.
But as we've seen already, the Pirates do like to keep ball in hand. Something they're fearful of. Cattle again.
2 knock-ons, first one red, second one white.
Just going in there to tidy up. First knock-on
red
from Munster. And both sides struggling at the restart.
They are, but that was a superb drop off. I mean, he just landed that right on the 10, and I see a lot of out halves, and they're not brave enough to do that. They normally kick him long because it's an easier option. But from a forwards point of view, it's great to actually have an out half who can land it nearly on the 10 and give you that opportunity to tap it back.
Scrums have settled down now. Bentley, Win, late angle, Wards, Ireland, juggling into the arms of Gleeson. Romani.
Comes the knock on there. Scrum, red ball.
That's what the Pirates are trying to do. These little offloads, and Dave Ward has been doing that all season for this club.
Yeah, and you can see as the game goes on that Munster aren't as confident in defence. They're not going up as far, so and that gives the Pirates more of an opportunity to play front foot and play a bit flatter and run at them harder. So they'll need to really regroup now and watch their men.
Hold 7 red, 6 hold.
Colin being told to halt his runs. Big Reds Davis, 44 appearances for Wigan in the Super League. Marcus called for. I believe Graham Dorn, our studio's got a point to make about the Pirates line-out.
Well, obviously the Munster line-out's been ruling the roost, really, and the Pirates, Ben Gulliver's their go-to man, but he's far and out the only guy they've got really that really goes to the line-outs. McClone and Morgan are not the top-notch line-out forwards that Ben is. But they've squeezed.
How nice to have 2 hookers in our ranks today. Can tell us all about scrums and line-outs.
May I correct you? 3 hookers. You were telling me how good a hooker you were yourself in your day a while ago. It is a good. There's 2 very good second rows for Munster here today. I mean, you have guys that are behind the likes of Paul O'Connell, Mick O'Driscoll, and Donnacha O'Callaghan, and to be able to learn from that is magnificent.
Now, Cattle, Ward, stepped off the right. There's a huge space on the left-hand side. Will Cattle see it? Wes Davis goes over there now, so does Steve Wynn. Wynn floats one out, Jackson couldn't get on the end of it for the right idea.
That's how important is fast ball for people who don't really understand the game. If that ball was a bit quicker a while ago there, that was a certain try. And watch this, what a superb drive here from McGlower. He just kept pumping the legs and kept going and went on about 10 yards. Very, very impressive. Bit of a loose pass out.
Munster's line out functioning very well, as you would expect from Munster. Always the bits and pieces done so well. The meat and drink of any Munster side. They well feel a little bit threatened by this Pirates side.
You can see the Munster body positions are quite high in that line out. The Pirates are a lot lower, and that's why they're putting pressure on them.
They've turned it over as well here. Cattle. Pirates surging towards the line again.
And roll away 13.
Gleeson being told to roll away. Bentley is there. may not be used. Cattle goes himself.
Man in, no problem. No release, advantage knock forward.
Munster had turned it over in there, but then they knocked it on. Pirate scrum.
Well, it's just you can't bank on your own ball. There's Pirates sneaking in and they're robbing ball left, right and centre inside there, and it's putting fierce pressure on. But communication is really important. The Pirates have had about 2 or 3 different overlaps at times that I believe if they got the ball wide, and what happens is sometimes a forward goes in and tucks it under the arm and is not probably listening. That's never happened to me before or anything like that, you know. But
no, absolutely not, no.
I was always very much aware of what was going on outside me and the backs and all that.
I'm not going to disagree with you. You're sitting right next to me and you're bigger than me.
Am I?
Yeah, perfect.
The Pirates here with this attacking opportunity, with this attacking scrum, and a great attacking scrum as well. Right midfield. Big open spaces on both sides. You've got Wes Davis and McAtee on this right-hand side. You can see bottom of frame there. Bentley, Wynn, Ireland and Jackson on the left-hand side. Bentley just communicating with Wes Davis there. What do the Pirates have up their sleeve here?
Well, this will be, I suppose, a decision really, and it comes from good captaincy. Do you make a decision to actually go for the drive over try here, or do you give it to your backs, or do you do a bit of both? Do you go for a quick drive and then give it out? But as I said, it'll be interesting to see now what the Pirates do.
Of course, Blair Cowan, 14 tries in the championship this season.
Keep it up, youngster. Just get the space, okay? Come in a bit closer.
Cousin of Pep Cowan.
Yeah.
This is the Western Force from Australia, eh?
No, lads, just come in closer, please. It's
Blair Cowan at number 8. White scrum cap, we see.
Touch, pause, engage.
The pick and go from him. Needs the settled scrum to begin with from the Pirates. There he goes. Cattle. Wes Davis, he's a big man. McAtee, he's in at the corner. Brilliant work from Wes Davis. Floated it over the top. And the top of this stand almost comes off with a noise to the crowd. Rodri McAtee, try number 2 for the Pirates.
Oh, it was a super scrum, and you can see it here. I mean, Cattle, and a beautiful ball just over the top. But it all came from the scrum. They went for that drive, and they went put the pressure on. Good pick by Cowan and an offload to Cattle out the line. And look, when had it goes, and beautiful little offload, and McAtee getting a great score in the corner for the Pirates.
Real favourite in these parts is Rodri McAtee, former Worcester man, of course. Played over 113 times for this club now, has moved his entire family down here. An adopted Cornishman. Bentley right from the touchline. Oh, it's a lovely conversion. He's found his kicking boots now, hasn't he?
Well, that's a really impressive one, and that's one that could count later in the game. You mightn't think much of it now, but that 2 points is a big difference. It's the difference between what, 9 points and 11, obviously, but it could be very costly later on to Munster.
Wes Davis using his height. Bentley with a conversion, excuse me.
Back foot, White.
Barnes hasn't had much opportunity, has he? But he's past the first defender there.
No, it's fine. Ball was out.
Williams. Gleeson comes off a Pirate's hand. Certainly sounded like that. Wes Davis on this hard surface. There's kind of a rugby club play here as well. Wes Davis smart there, using all his experience. Ball was still moving. Put his foot over the dead ball line. We'll have a scrum from where Gleeson kicked it.
It looks as if the wind has died down a small bit. I mean, he just kicked that. He didn't seem to give it his all, and it went all the way down. But you're right, it was very good, smart play there by Wes Davis. We all know the rule there that if he's outside as he picks it up like that, it's all scrum all the way back.
Just a little bit of a breeze. The Pirates smashed the Doncaster Knights in the semi-final, 43 points to 5.
Touch. Pause.
Ulster past the Ulster Ravens, that's Ulster's A side, 27 points to 5 to reach this final. But at the moment,
No hands, red.
it's all the Pirates. Bentley flicks them inside to McAtee, the Welsh Whippet he's known as in these parts. Some big hits going in there.
4-5 red
Both
rolls.
second rows for Munster, double tackle there, but they're not rolling away. Been a definite ploy. You said it a moment or two ago, Billy Holland would be sent to his place to try and slow this ball down, but that time it's been done illegally.
Yeah, and I think in fairness to the ref, he's done very well so far. He's controlled this game, he's allowed people to play. With the big area here, I think that the Pirates are winning. They're winning the collisions. They're winning every time they're taking the ball on, be it with the ball or an attack. They're getting across the gain line, and that extra 2 or 3 years makes a very big difference.
Dave Foley, the man penalised. Well, this should be easy for Bentley after that conversion. Do it with his eyes closed. There's the commentator's curse. Again, I'm getting evil eyes from people in the crowd talking as they're all hushed. But Bentley, 3 points on offer here, just before half-time. Squeaks in on the left-hand post. These supporters love it, don't they? Love their rugby.
There's a minute left now to half-time. It is really, really important now that if Munster could even get 3 points out of this, there's a big, big difference just to get him back in and give him a chance for the second half.
Restart again, not taken by the Pirates, taken by Manning. Gleeson now. Both players down. Advantage being played to the Pirates man, down injured. Here's Morgan. Paver, that's good hands. I mean, knew the men were outside. Ellaway and Ward, the 2 hookers, well, one playing open side today, linking. Peter O'Mahony is back on his feet. It's really good to see that. He did fall very heavily, and we'll keep a very close eye on him.
Yeah, Peter's looking a bit. He's looking a bit rattled there. I don't know what happened. He fell down, but this is, I think, is his second time down. So he'll be looking forward, I suppose, to half-time coming.
Pretty shaky on his feet. Will take a great deal for this young man, who many people rate and tip to go all the way with Ireland, and who knows from there on in.
He can play equally as well at number 7 and number 6 as well. Very, very versatile and really skillful ball player.
I mean, you have the likes of Lemmy and Quinlan and Wallace, those sort of guys giving you the tips and the hints for how to play in your position. World-class players, of course, in the Munster senior side. It does help, and there is half-time. 14 points to lead at half-time, and it was all the Pirates in that second 20.
They've done very well, and I think that last line out just summed up the half for Munster. A great throw, great take at the end, and then just a knock on, and that's exactly what they left to eradicate, unforced errors.
Tremendous first half here at Camborne in the British and Irish Cup final. Half-time, it's Pirates 20, Munster 3.
There are 6,000 passionate Cornishmen packed into the Camborne Rec this evening. In truth, it sounds like double that, because the Pirates have put on a fantastic first 40 minutes. They lead by 20 points to 6, and they have the Giants of Munster exactly where they want them. Half-time analysis coming next. Dorr is our studio guest this evening, a man who's played more rugby in these parts than most, and you've got to hand it to the Pirates. They have come out all guns firing on this, their big night.
They certainly have played with a lot of tempo. they've attacked very, very strongly through Bentley, inside and out, and put a lot of pressure on the Munster inside defence. And if you've got any criticism about the Munster defence, is they've been very slow to reorganise. They look a little bit off the pace, and first, second, third defenders seem to be too wide, and Bentley seems to have taken advantage of that. Put WINN through a lot of holes, and the forwards as well.
And exactly what you're talking about, we can see in the first try, which obviously was scored by Steve WINN, a man playing his last game for the club. But it's Bentley who, as you said, has been absolutely instrumental throughout the course of this first half.
Well, Bentley, he made the clean break inside, and that put a massive amount of pressure under the whole of the Munster defence then.
And you like this guy as well, who's been carrying a lot of ball. The 4 and the 8 for the Pirates have been hugely influential in getting him over the gain line, which gives guys like this the opportunity to dance through the holes.
Yeah, he's an experienced player. He's played obviously some senior rugby back in Wales, and he's been down here, and he's a very class player on the front foot.
Absolutely. We can have a look at the second try now as well. Rodri McAtee, a World Cup Sevens winner with Wales, showing all his finishing skills here. But again, Blair Cowan off the back, giving them good go forward.
That's right. It was all about the forwards, giving the go forward, and then McAtee, he'll finish those all day. But it was a great scrum to start it. Paver really pushed the tight head side up, and the Munster back row are always going to struggle in that situation.
Extraordinary thing is, Munster have conceded only 3 tries, as Johnny was saying in commentary, in the entire tournament, and yet the Cornish Pirates have had plenty of opportunities. Steve WINN with another where, frankly, if the ball had gone to hand, it would have been another 5 points in the corner.
That's true, but a lot of it's the Pirates are under a lot of pressure to be leading at half-time. They've had a very strong wind behind their back, and they needed to get points on the board, and they've played with a lot of tempo, a lot of gusto when they've got into the 22. And quite frankly, the Munster defence have just not been able to cope with the pace of the game.
Yeah.
That was just, I thought, really, I would have said that WINN should have carried on and maybe put some more pressure on the defence rather than throwing that. And maybe got slightly ahead of himself, then have to score in a try, and obviously another try in the corner. Just pushing the game too hard then.
Very, very briefly, what do you think this wind is worth, points-wise?
Well, it all depends. If Munster really play the wind and really play for position first 20 minutes. If they start chasing the game early, then I think the Pirates will be too good. I think the Pirates will hold out. But it's certainly worth a couple of scores in the right context. But Munster behind, I don't know how strong they are mentally. A young team, whether they can mentally live with that and whether they push the game early.
Big ask for this Munster side, isn't it? Not with the household names that we're used to in the red shirts, but plenty of ability nonetheless. They have got a job on their hands to turn this one around. However, the Pirates, it's a big day. They've been building up to it for weeks and weeks, and at the moment it is going their way. They lead by 14 at half-time. We have got a fascinating second half in store though. The Pirates high-performance manager Chris Sterling said this week that his boys were massive underdogs. I wonder what he makes of things at the moment. They lead by 14 against the proud province of Munster. Steve WINN and Rodri McAtee with the tries. They are 40 minutes away from a famous night here, and probably a pretty blurry Monday morning as well, as we hand back to Frankie Sheehan and Johnny Hammond for the second half.
14 points is the lead, Alex, at half-time. But right Munster off at your peril. We have seen them, Frankie, time and time again when you're involved and when you haven't been involved, come back and win from these situations. The Pirates must keep playing the same kind of game, you feel.
I think Graham hit the nail on the head in the studio when he said if Munster go to chase this game too early, that could be to their detriment. They need to just rebuild back in, and I know Anthony Foley so well, and I can guarantee him, and 3 of the things he would have said was, lads, first thing defence, second thing unforced errors, cut them out, and the third thing collisions. Get those 3 things right, and yes, there is a chance for them.
What a second half we have here in the inaugural British and Irish Cup final. Camborne Recreation Ground. Tremendous atmosphere. It's Blair Cowan. Hangs back like number 8s tend to do nowadays. The replacement at half-time has been made in the Munster front row. Dave Ryan is on now. You won't miss him, he looks like the wild man of Borneo. There he is. Brother of Tim, currently playing down in Toulon. Not a small man, just there to bolster that scrum, you feel.
I came in there, in fairness, I don't think Kilcoyne did quite well when he was on, but he came on last night against Leinster, and you know, he did all right despite the result. But I think that was actually, going back to that penalty there, I think it was a very harsh penalty that possibly should have gone Munster's way there from the off. I think the referee missed it.
It's a big ask, isn't it? 2 games in 2 days. Maybe he only came off the bench yesterday. against Leinster in that
No,
semi-final
on the
loss
outside on, boy,
for the Munster
clearly.
senior side.
Option,
Not
please.
straight from LOA, and
Scrum forward.
here we see it again. Talking to Chris Sterling yesterday, their captain's run, saying LOA was chosen as the frontline hooker over Dave Ward because of his nuts and bolts, getting those bits right, but that one didn't quite go right.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about crooked throws. We might have to bring Graham in that particular one.
It's coming a bit closer. I know you were always chasing me.
No, let's leave it there.
Going closer,
Really is a focal point for Munster sides.
Crouch, touch,
Complimenting
pause,
particularly
engage.
Frankie, but it really is an area that you work on and pride yourselves on as the Cornish Pirates scrum goes forward, Munster scrum goes backwards.
It's a knock on then.
Now, what is that? Is that a really good Pirates scrum, or is it the fact that you've got a new man in the front row, not quite used to the pace of the game?
Well, just looking at that from this angle, that ball should never have come in, and whether the hooker tapped for it or Duncan Williams just put it in, they were already going backwards before the ball happened, and in a situation like that, and Graham would say it as well, you cannot put the ball in, you have to settle it before it goes in.
Pirates penalised. Williams is off. Over the halfway line now.
And roll away White.
Manning goes in. He's earned the penalty.
Time off.
Ward is the man penalised. The Pirates open side.
Skip. 3 quick pens on the succession.
Ref's
Okay.
having a word here.
Got the prop here binding in and up. It's got to stay straight. I asked him. Okay, we got.
Which number was that?
Count 3 here. Another penalty here. Discipline now, please. Okay.
Gavin Cattle, Nathan Hodges,
And rolling.
the Welshman.
I asked you
Just
to stay
talking about that
straight.
scrum and the
Yeah,
Alan Paver, isn't it? Driving in.
I think it's a super scrum there from the Pirates as well. They seem to be putting a lot of pressure, and you could argue that that penalty could have gone the other way.
Mark, see you then.
I think when you see the heads popping up, it means that there's pressure coming on from the opposition side.
Declan Cusack. Well, 6 points for Munster so far, 50%. Not good by his own high standards. First chance for blood in this second half. And Munster do have the first points of this second half, and we've said it. No doubt we will say it again. Do not write them off.
Yeah, the Pirates will be anxious to try and get on the scoreboard now early, but Munster just need to, and you remarked on it earlier, Johnny, how the kickoffs and the restarts have been very sloppy, and Munster need to just get their hands on this now and not knock on.
Bentley's restarts are so high and hanging, aren't they? Gives his forwards every opportunity, and there's Morgan and Ward, that back row again for the Cornish Pirates, linking brilliantly. And Munster tapped it, and the Pirates were just one step ahead mentally there. They went beyond the
And
ball.
roll tackle in red.
Most good sides do nowadays. Cattle looking to LOA. O'Donnell is there trying to turn the ball over for Munster. Bentley onto Ward.
And roll away red. Roll away, no hands.
Just enough time to slow it down a fraction or two, Munster, before they roll away. McAtee, he's already scored one. Now the back of the hand to Cowan.
Knock forward. The scrum
The
lads
skill
roll
was
away.
almost too good for Cowan. The youngster. Torn in upper hut. Lovely piece of skill from McAtee.
Well, you see it here, and he just goes straight through the gap and just
Come up on the mark.
very, very, very unlucky not to hold it.
Come up onto the mark.
But it all came again from the restart. I mean, Munster should have secured that restart. It wasn't that difficult a ball, and they're from their own errors again, put themselves under all sorts of pressure.
Show some more. Perfect.
Audrey McAtee,
Catch.
Newport
Pause,
born.
engage.
Wales, the 21 player, Wales Sevens players as well. Won the Sevens World Cup last year
No hands,
over
White.
Argentina, 1912. I think the final score was Salah Thomas with a winning try. Plays at London Welsh now, of course. Roger McAtee involved in that, and you can see his 7 skills, can't you? Not only that move earlier, but scoring the try as well. Cusack charged down. Oh, pressure on Munster now.
And Munster are really on the ropes now. You know the scrum. Stephen Archer actually did extremely well in that scrum to hold the angle very well. Picked up blind, but I mean it was no ball really to give your out half. I mean he was under all sorts of pressure there. The forwards should possibly have taken it 1 or 2 times around the corner to take the pressure off.
But if there's any side thrive on pressure, it's Munster. But the Pirates now. Front row's gone up.
Both come up.
The referee says both front rows coming up. It's not for the faint-hearted in there, is it? Ryan, Sherry Archer, it's Rimmer, Ellaway and Paver, I should say. Former Plymouth Albion man, Alan Paver.
Touch. Pause. Engage. No, we've just got a slip here. Be careful.
Slip, says the
Be
referee.
careful. There's a slip. No more. Leave it to me.
Referee under pressure here, isn't he, to make the right call. Often you see penalties switching from one side to the other.
No. Stand,
Last
please.
penalty at the scrum went
Get
to
the touches till I
Munster.
ask for it, okay?
Let's go.
Pirates
Let's go, Payne.
5 metres out. Munster with that early penalty in this second half. The Pirates back themselves. They're confident at scoring tries, especially from positions like this. Cattle, Bentley, Wynn wasn't expecting the pass, but did well in the end, didn't he? Took it high and span out of the tackle. Cattle again floats that ball into the area where the player should be, and it was Morgan that time. Cowan. He's got through a huge amount of work, isn't he, the second row, along with Gulliver. Bentley fizzes one out. Wynn rides the tackle. He does that so well. Played in every level for Wales as Steve Wynn, except full international. You can see why, can't you? Very accomplished player. Secure on the ball. Blair Cowan goes for a big rumble, the number 8, real crowd favourite here, Blair Cowan, and after the season he's had, no wonder why. And this club is growing. The likes of Cowan have signed new 2-year deal.
He's sealing off there as well. Look, we've taken both sides down. Scrum white.
Along with Ward, Gulliver, Morgan, and Bentley as well, all re-signing this season. So they're getting behind the Cornish Pirates cause. And of course the bigger picture is to move the Cornish Pirates nearer to Truro, a purpose-built stadium.
Step back attack.
You've got a feeling with this tremendous support base they seem to have down here, it is a club that is going places.
Yeah, it's great to see it. I mean, the people have been so friendly since we met all day, and it's a really warm feeling. It's great for rugby.
Bentley flicks it inside, big Wes Davis, slightly pedestrian move that Billy Holland was there to meet Davis. Cattle again, Bentley inside once more towards. It's simple, isn't it? But it's effective. Ellaway offers himself as a runner. The Pirates won't mind playing rugby in this area of the field. Cattle again, Bentley. Cowan to Ireland. No Paul Devlin in the centres. That's an out-and-out selection decision by Chris Sterling. Wards hooked it on. Another good angle, good intention, just the execution letting them down.
I can't, Johnny, help get the feeling that the Pirates have really been on top. But I'm looking at them there and I'm watching off the ball, and they're starting to walk a bit, and they're starting to, they seem to be feeling the effects and getting tired quicker than Munster, and this could be a sign going forward in this match. And don't be surprised, I mean, if you have, I mean, Munster have a very strong bench, and you've guys, you know, Dave Ryan is already on, but like Dave O'Callaghan and Paddy Butler from the Irish in their 20s, and, you know, Ronan O'Mahony and these type of guys getting introduced in the next 10 minutes or so.
Hold 7 red.
Cusack, a huge boot of his. As Davis has to go back, but he's got plenty of time here. And he in turn.
White keep coming.
Thump downfield. Scanlon backed himself, and who's right to? He's got Barnes inside here. Doesn't use him. Bundled out of touch. Nick Jackson. Easy enough tackle for the winger in the end.
Well, that was a very dangerous kick there, and Sean, I think he made the right decision not to give it to Barnes. There was somebody on Barnes and he would have been hit straight away, so yeah, he took it in, but he tried. But I think Munster are getting more on the front foot. They're looking, their body language looks a bit better right now to me, and their energy levels seem to be increased, so they're in. There's good opportunity now to put pressure on the Cornish throat.
McLeod has come off. The Cornishman Mike Merescoes. Come on. Cornish lad, he used to play for Bude. Some time in the Bath Academy as well, so no mean replacement in the second row for the Cornish Pirates.
Part of it. No out, no out.
Jackson. Barnes knew he was coming, didn't he? Heard the thunder of hooves, didn't he, Barnes then? There's Davis. A secure customer at the back. Put his forwards one in front of him. Secure, safe pair of hands at the back.
Well, I didn't envy Barnes there underneath that high ball. Watching the speed and the commitment and passion. Watch Jackson running up here. He was just so committed to that. And I mean, no matter how tough you are, to see that coming into you is very, very intimidating.
Foley, the line out. Gleeson, Manning on the wraparound.
Run away wide.
Just get the sense that Munster just going through the gears here, just cranking it up.
Roll wide.
Beginning to come more and more into this game. 11 points. The difference. Dave Ryan, you can see the annoyance there. You were talking about it at the beginning of this second half. It's those unforced errors, little mistakes.
You can see the frustration. We've all done it at times, and you know, totally no one intends to do it, but it's just the simple things and a little knock on, and you know, just gives the Pirates that opportunity to get back into this game and try and get down into the Munster half.
From a Cornish Pirates perspective, they needed that knock on, didn't they? It's been all Munster the last 5 minutes, and now they've got the free kick as well. And this game sways back the way of Munster. Good driving run from Mike Sherry. The only hooker in the Munster Academy. First year in the academy for Mike Sherry. 21 years of age. Great experience this for these young Munster players. Right in the shop window in a cup final. And worth making the point as well that not many players in rugby union get to play in a final. A chance of silverware at the end of 80 minutes. That's what's at stake for both these teams. Manning fizzes one out. Scanlon, Barnes. Well, Nick Jackson, Chaco Jackson is putting in some huge hits. But it was Sherry with the initial drive.
Sherry did very well there, and so did Dave Ryan. We just see here the replay here and the ball going out. It's just that pass, I suppose. When you are trying something, this is a final. If in doubt, hold on to the ball, take it in, and let somebody else do it the next time. But they just need to eradicate them. I think Munster they need to start sending the guys like Sherry took the ball there and right, tuck the ball under and build a few phases and get it in. The space will open up after a few phases then.
Stay with your flanker.
Cattle, Cowan.
And roll it.
Sensible work from the number 8. That was going nowhere. Bentley charged down by Holland. Now this could be dangerous again. We've seen Scanlon, I should say, moments ago. Gleeson could flick up off the floor. Here's Zeba. Dangerous runner, Simon Zeba.
What was that?
Representing Ireland under 20
Roll away,
in
13.
Argentina this summer, June. Holland
Advantage over
now.
red.
We're playing advantage for the knock-on. That's over now, said the referee. Williams. Good tackle from Pirates. O'Donnell. Munster with numbers on their right-hand side now. They go left. Ryan is left out.
Advantage over.
Bentley kicks ahead. WINN is after this. Scanlon have to be right on his mettle here. McAtee goes down.
7 red.
It's excellent work for the fullback. That really is. He was under huge amounts of pressure there.
I did great. Sean Scanlon there, he was under ferocious pressure. It was a great kick and chase. But I mean, the Pirates are just living off Munster's mistakes. Every time they turn over and booting at the length. Fair play, but I mean, Munster, if they have any chance now, the clock is ticking, with 25 minutes left, they need to start helping themselves and stop making those mistakes.
Rob Eloway is off. Sam Betty comes on, so Dave Ward in your picture there moves to hooker. Seamless swap that. Spent most of the season at hooker. It's good around the park though. You can understand why Chris Sterling is playing him at open side. As you say, Frankie, the longer the time goes on, that lead is still there for the Pirates. They won't mind playing in this middle section of the pitch. Driving maul now. They've got plan A and plan B, haven't they, the Pirates?
That's great variety in the game, to be able to do that. I'm watching Ward just seamlessly, as you said, going into hooker. Fantastic throw win. And look at this for a maul, it's 10-15 yards up the field.
And it drives on. The crowd getting behind their side. Cattle now to Bentley. Davis.
No hands red.
To stoop for the pass, which stopped the flow of the move, didn't it? WINN pops in and plays scrum half. Irish Cup. Cattle now again, Ward. Good pass from him to McAtee. Will do well to stay in here. Oh, he's done very well. Went down. I thought he'd done a hamstring in an earlier move. Cattle still has ill need to be secure. Penalty coming to the Pirates, and you almost feel that he should just knock on there and possibly take the penalty, but such is the ambition of this side. Here's Cowan, big handoff on Manning. 2 New Zealanders going toe to toe there. Jackson will come back for the advantage. Quite a long advantage from the referee.
Made a tackle off the floor.
Gleeson, the man penalised.
He made
and
a
there is
tackle
that
off the
opportunity
floor.
for the Pirates.
On your feet or you're out of the game.
Real seesaw of a game in this second half. It was all Munster to begin with. And now Pirates, with that driving maul, have come right back into it.
They did very, very well to do that maul, and we could see it here. The important thing here is to keep the length of the maul and get the ball at the back. Keep it as far back as you can, so to not allow the opposition to get at it. And they controlled it extremely well and kept shuffling the ball back. So they have a penalty now, and I think there's togs off there on one of the Pirates players, hence all the whistling around the place. But they've done very well, and this could be a very cruel blow for Munster if the Pirates get this over. It'll be back to 14 points again.
Tremendous driving maul. Graham Dorr in our studio loves a rolling maul. Would have been happy to see that one. Competition for the Best Dressed Pirate Award here. The Camborne Rec, and quite rightly saying to the camera, turn around and watch the action. Bentley. First chance, points in the second half. Just look what it means to them all. Beautiful strike from Bentley. You can see the way the ball is flying through the air. Perfect trajectory. They may be one-eyed here, but they're passionate and they do love their rugby.
That's great, and from a Cornwall point of view, the Pirates here, the crowd getting behind them like that, that'll kick in the adrenaline and give them that bit more energy that they wouldn't normally have in a match, and it's great to hear it when you're out there in the thick of it like that.
Paddy Butler is about to come on, as is Dave O'Callaghan. Ryan, just feeling it's just lifted the Pirates players, that penalty. There is Paddy Butler, on for Tommy O'Donnell. Munster over the halfway line now. Manning, Cusack. And that will frustrate Anthony Foley and Vic Galway, won't it? But let's have a word with Graham Dorr. Graham, how are the Pirates going to close this game out?
Well, they've got to frustrate Munster and don't let them into the game, really. If they can work this left-hand touchline down the slope with two left-footers, with Gavin Cattle and John Bentley, they can work this touchline over their right wingers and just keep the pressure on them, box them in, and really make them play from deep, because it is hard getting out their own half. But if we can get them, if you can get Munster in their own half and just hold the Pirates' defence is really, really good, really, really energised, and I think that they can hold them.
Another replacement on for the Pirates. Paul Andrew is on 16. Ward's little cheeky move round the front doesn't quite work out.
The confidence is up now at the Pirates. That's a move you probably wouldn't start with the start of a match, but well spotted by Ward, and lovely, very unlucky it didn't, and it would have really worked out for them.
Cusack, Manning, good wrap-around ball. Is Gleeson, tall, rangy centre, isn't he?
Stay out, stay out, stay out.
There you go, Callahan replacing Nangle.
And run away, white flag!
There you go, I should say. Williams, Ryan, he's been involved, isn't he, since he's come on. Here's Holland. They need his experience, but they can't take it, and Wynn opens this out. Here's Morgan. Myrisco eating up the ground with that huge stride. Bentley gets a hand in there. It's helter-skelter stuff, isn't it? Munster now with the ball. Cusack. Chip over the top. Rodri McAtee has time, and the bounce of the ball. What will he try here? Chip to himself. Zebo shapes the kick, doesn't. Drops the ball. What a game this is turning out to be. Talking to plenty of people before the game, and yesterday they said it was going to be tight. Well, everything is fiercely contested. Every facet of the game. And of course it is. It's a final. Wes Davis again using every ounce of experience. They're letting that ball bobble over the try line.
Yeah, that's a great line out here, and finally something kind of coming off and not knocking on. Nice little angle there by Jeremy Manning and into Tom Gleeson. But the thing about it is Munster can only have so many unforced errors, so it is going to happen. It is going to get to hand, and I have a feeling there will be a Munster try fairly soon.
We will see if your crystal ball is right. From a neutral's perspective, that's what you want, isn't it? A Munster try now to give us a cracking finish. Cusack. Scanlon up from fullback. Williams again. using his short-sided sherry, and he goes out to touch. Gavin Cattle wanted to play on. The assistant referee has his flag up.
9 and 10.
Yeah, lovely little move there inside there by Scanlon, and it was Sherry actually who went up the touchline. He's really impressed me today. He's really, you know, he's put the head down. He's really worked extremely hard. His throwing has been really good, and his scrummaging has been good.
Conor Murray is on now. Cattle with the box kick. Ronan Romani wearing 22 just come on the field as well, so lots of replacements being used by Munster. Bentley with those quick feet again. Not been so evident in the second half, hasn't he? But then the Pirates haven't really had the ball. Pirates happy just to slow this ball down. They've got the lead. Cattle. Wynn standing in at first receiver. It's Ward. Good offload again. He's always looking for that offload, isn't he? Blair Cowan again takes 2 or 3 defenders to drag him down. Cattle. Comes by Munster hand. Romani just on the field and busy so far. Munster with possession. Forward. Crowd calling, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, in fairness. And Munster at this stage, they are out there and they're throwing the kitchen sink at it slightly forward. You can see they're giving it everything. And the Pirates are just soaking it up, and they're doing extremely well. Their defence is very, very strong, and you can see the guys bringing into a huddle. And you know what do you say to him now? Are you saying, guys, just keep it going, keep working? And you know, I believe it's, you know, time is starting to tick, but it's getting a bit later in the game. But there is a chance. I think if they do keep this commitment and keep this going, that they will get a try. And as you said, it could lead then to a very, very exciting finish.
Chris Sterling in that shot earlier with Harvey Billion. Chris Sterling looking very relaxed, isn't he? Hands in pocket. Harvey Billion, the former Wasp scrum half. Assisted by Ian Davis in the forwards, the former, I think, Scarlet's man. Going to be happy with the work of Ian Paver. And Anthony Foley looking worried, you must say.
Yeah, and you know, these are tough times. But I see young Ronan O'Mahony coming on there, and we met his father earlier in the town, and it's actually his 21st tomorrow night, so he made sure that I pass it out to all Sky viewers that he's having a big party in Limerick tomorrow night if anyone's around.
Good.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
House party, is it? Cowan. Cattle. Those two just seem to have time on the ball, don't they? It's a lovely kick. Judged to perfection. You could see Cattle just swaying, hoping it was going to stay in field. Manning slices it, and the Pirates continue on the attack. And Manning, a man of his experience, needs to show more composure than that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just sort of rushed it a small bit, and this is where composure and this is where all the experience comes in. And you know, fellas are on it, and fellas are pushing the pace of the game. And you know, one thing I suppose I'm not saying here is all these unforced errors. The Pirates are just putting them under so much pressure as well, and full credit to them for doing that. I mean, there are reasons for it. Looked like a bit of a stray brute went in there from Gulliver.
Fish O'Mahony not happy with that. Ben Gulliver exchanging a few words with the young Munster A captain. Now let's see if we can see it here.
You got a flag, or was it?
Yeah, there was a boot, I think, went in all right. I don't think it was the end of the world. It was a bit of frustration on both sides, you know. I think he went in there and Probably see it better from this angle.
Against white fire.
There's 2 points there, isn't it? Nowhere boot should go anywhere near a player, but the player shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, there's a bit of more
offside.
at the end of the day. Look, I think this game was played with game card. There's no need for probably this stage again, but it's only a minor thing really, and it shouldn't take from it.
Well, like, you stay exactly where you are, okay?
Absolutely. It's been played in tremendous spirit, really echoed by this tremendous crowd
I
here.
haven't seen the incident. He said
Vocal
5 wide.
support in
It's a
it.
silly use of the foot, okay? Nothing more than that, okay? It's going to be a penalty on the 5 metres. Now, we spoke less than a minute ago about discipline in this last quarter.
I haven't had a chance to speak mine.
We'll speak to them now then, okay? Okay. No, you're on the 5.
Gavin
Just let him have a chat
just
first,
saying,
okay?
okay, ref,
Cheers, Wayne.
give me a moment, just have a word with my players, just slow things down,
It's just on the 5
set
minutes,
that
yeah.
clock tick away.
It's a
But
penalty.
a point was
For you,
made this
okay?
week that 2 similar clubs, provinces, in the way that the whole community embraces the club, embraces the rugby team, huge part of it, and you can feel that down in Camborne this evening.
But I suppose that's what a team like Munster would have been born on. It's not just the team, it's about the community, it's about the parish, and it's about everybody getting out and supporting it. And I can see a lot of the people out here that I've met since I've been over here, very, very similar to where I've been grown up in Munster, and they have that same passion and that they have that same pride and commitment that Munster also have.
Just remember, if you will, the Munster motto: to the brave and faithful, nothing is impossible. Going towards 10 minutes left in this British and Irish Cup final. Do Munster have the bravery to claw this game back? As every second ticks by, you feel this game is just slipping through their hands.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Manning, Gleeson, that's taken well. Tries to flick it inside. Ireland is there, being told to roll away now, and the Pirates will have to be careful. The referee's had a word with Cadel about discipline, but again, the game being played in this middle part of the field, and Pirates will have a big hit going in there. Barnes, who switched to the left wing now. Shock of hair, flashing. Good run from O'Callaghan. Born in the same village as Donnchadh O'Callaghan. Murray using Sherry. Played really well. Sherry. Andrew is on the floor and he's turned the ball over, but that is illegal and it's a penalty. And you've got to ask the question, should the referee's hand be going towards that pocket now?
If you look at that hit, it was one of the, I could feel that from up here. What a hit by Cowan, superb, unbelievable hit.
That will smart in the morning. If you're Blair Cowan and you win this game, you won't care a jot. Just imagine these players in Camborne. I don't think they'll need to put their hand in the pocket at any pub for the next year. They do manage to win this game. Munster, though, with the driving maul, where the Pirates have disrupted it, and it's not often you can say that about a Munster driving maul. Capital box kick, huge. Jackson is there, keeps it infield and then goes out. Murray thinks about taking the quick one. And should he have taken the quick one? Munster need to score, and they need to score now.
I'm not sure that he actually get called back, but I mean, no, actually enthusiasm from Jackson here chasing it up. A lot of wingers would have just left that go into touch, but in this stage of the game, 72 minutes of this intensity, and to be chasing it up like that is, you know, really impressive.
Crowd get their hand on the volume button and turn it up. Here's Ryan for Munster. Butler. Munster won't give up, that's a given, we know that. It's turned over again, it's a mistake. McAtee was looking outside, wasn't he? Couldn't quite find the pass. Cattle, Bentley. He was outside his 20. Zebo. Has he knocked that on? Yes, he has.
Well, that's just the type of day really Munster are having, and you can see the frustration in Zebo. He's just very disappointed with that, and one would have to think now that the Pirates will really just try and play Munster rugby now and out Munster the fact that they're in their own half now and try and kill this game out.
Just took his eye off the ball, but that it's a microcosm really of the kind of day it's been for Munster. There's little mistakes. It's worth saying that its average age of this side, 21 years of age. It's very much Munster development tool to feed players into the senior side. The likes of Billy Holland's played plenty of Magnus Lee's games already, but to feed these players a seamless transition into the senior setup for the Pirates. Well, this is the season end of all season ends. Cattle with a one-handed feed. Blair Cowan can't quite use it. Butler comes away with it for the Munster. Important intervention from the flanker. Manning, who's moved into 10 now. Gleeson now playing 12. Barnes into the centres as well. Wes Davis. He's been an assured customer at the back, hasn't he? Nothing's phased him. He's done everything very, very well, the simple things.
You know, they've all really played well. I mean, every one of the Pirates, they've played for each other, they've played with commitment and passion. Every one of those 50-50 balls on the ground, they've really put their body on the line and thrown themselves at it. And they are in bits, some of them. They're falling around the place. You can see them off the camera, they're walking around, but they're still getting up and they're determined to finish this off.
Gulliver accepted at the line. Driving ball for Pirates. Technically so good they could be wearing red shirts, couldn't they? Paver. Pirates happy to keep this tight. Cattle is there. Pirates fans in that far stand stamping their feet. The clock is with the men from the Duchy. But the penalty decision isn't. Dave Ward using his Premiership experience there. Former Sale man, of course, as well as Bath, just flicking the ball away, not allowing Munster to take it quickly. That pass was flat to Barnes from Gleeson. Murray now, Conor Murray on at scrum half for Munster. Such a proud province, but they're massively high standards. This has not been a stellar season at all. Peter O'Mahony and Morgan having a bit of a kiss and a cuddle on this near side as Munster try and play on. Simon Zebo now, not really seen him in the open spaces. O'Mahony, Wynn being told to kick it downfield. Ronan O'Mahony, little chip, trying to gather it himself. Jackson, lovely offload, under a huge amount of pressure. It looked easy, but that is not an easy skill at all in these conditions, in a final, under that amount of pressure. But Munster and Gleeson tackle the Pirates into touch.
Super hit there by Ronan coming in there. Excellent hit, but a great offload again.
Alan Paver coming off, he'll get a huge cheer. Yeah, the crowd stand as one. Alan Paver. Matt Evans is on now for the Pirates, his final game. Tom Luke is on, Graying 22 for the Pirates. As Davis comes off. Murray, Manning, Gleeson now, over halfway. Gets past that first defender, doesn't he, Tom Gleeson? Every time Sherry's been very evident. 3 minutes left. This inaugural British and Irish Cup final. The Pirates 23, Munster 9. Surely now the game is in the hands of the Pirates. Munster still trying, of course. They will not give up the cause. It's not in their nature, it's not in their blood.
No, 14.
Big Stephen Archer, the tight head, takes it up now. The Pirates' defence, quite brilliant in this second half. Again, the tackles coming in, wave after wave of attack from Munster. Scanlon, Gleeson again. Is there a last try for Munster here? Only 3 penalties on the scoreboard. Knocked forward by the Cornish Pirates, so advantage being played to Munster. Breathless stuff here. Scanlon looks inside, only saw Ryan, he may not need him. Tackled now though. Murray. Butler. It's been impressive since he's come on. Archer. Advantage again, Sherry, he deserves a try if anyone in a red shirt does. Munster going round the fringes. Can they score a try? Can they finish this game on a high? It's a long summer without anything to go and put your flip-flops on with. Murray again, advantage again. Peter O'Mahony, tried from the captain. It's been prickling and edgy in his second half, hasn't he? He's tried to lead his troops. Murray again, this time it's out to the backs and his numbers out there. Holland has missed out. Munster, do they have their try? Barnes! Yes, they do. Danny Barnes from the Dolphin Club does get a score, and that's Munster's first try of the evening in the 79th minute.
It just shows the character of this Munster side. They were very easy, they would have just given up, but they kept at it and they decided no, they were not going to give up, and I don't think anyone will begrudge Munster getting a try at this stage.
30 seconds left.
As you say, they won't give up. It's not in Munster's make-up to give up. The conversion is taken very quickly. It's not scored though. First try for Munster, but it won't make any difference now. This is a Pirates day, and the Cornish Pirates are the winners of the first ever British and Irish Cup. What a proud day for this club. What a proud day for this county. A brilliant performance from Chris Sterling's men.
Well, you can see what it means to them. It means everything. They're jumping around and they probably haven't an ounce of energy left, and all they want to do now is just sort of celebrate and let it dwell. I mean, they're so tired. They've thrown everything at it. They've beaten a very good Munster side who probably didn't perform as well as they could have on the day, but I mean, the passion, the commitment and determination that the Pirates showed today, there's no shame in Munster losing to this side today.
And it was a performance that had everything for the Pirates, wasn't that? First half showing all the attacking flair with Bentley standing flat, using the runners off him. And now second half, Munster came wave after wave after wave, and the Pirates defence held firm right until that last minute.
They set out their stall early and they decided they were going to play rugby, and it was great to see it. They were looking to speed up the game at every opportunity. They were looking to get it going at all stages, but they varied it very well. They had a good scrum. They also had a good line-out and they mauled it quite well, but their outside backs all had a part, and a very well combined and a really good team performance.
As you say, a brilliant team performance, but we must have a man of the match. Who is your man of the match this evening?
Oh, Johnny, a very, very difficult decision. I mean, it would have to come from the Pirates. Obviously, I mean, they were all so good, but I mean, I had about 7 or 8 names in front of me. I mean, guys like Cowan was fantastic, McAtee, but my man of the match today had to be Dave Ward. I think he totally showed the commitment. He epitomised what the whole Pirates were about, you know, and his seamless change into hooker as well, and being able to throw and, you know, varying the game as well as did. Dave Ward, he's my man of the match today.
This is a day that will live long in the memory for the players, the supporters here at Camborne. A historic day. This, quite simply, is the best day in their history. They have beaten Munster, the mighty Munster, 23 points to 14.
Wonderful, wonderful scenes here at the Camborne Rec. It was packed to the rafters for this evening's cup final, and they are all going home happy, bar the few Munster faithful who made their way over. Graham Dorr is alongside, and I mean, really, can you put into words what a result like this will mean to the people and the club down here?
Well, certainly for the people of Cornwall, Cornish rugby's been immensely strong for years, and since the intervention of the Cornish Pirates, they've sort of given themselves a great national stage to play on, and to win a competition like this is a great competition to have away from the league programme. Something different, and you can really get behind this competition, and the supporters are really going to enjoy this moment.
Certainly are. I should think they'll enjoy it throughout the course of the evening as well. There'll be a few sore heads come tomorrow morning, but in terms of the game itself, I mean, really, as Frankie was saying in commentary, no disgrace for Munster. They just were played off the park by the Pirates this evening. Yeah,
I think being such a young team, and the Pirates have got a lot of experienced players, a lot of big players. They've been around the championship level for many years. They had so much power, and Steve Wynn and Ben Gulliver and Dave Ward and Blair Cowan. They're so powerful in the contact area that it really did blow the Munster defence apart, and they looked physically drained when they're defending around the sides and looked a little bit off the pace. And I think it's just that contact, those hits that really take the energy out of the defence, and that really showed in the first half. And then obviously with the win first half, they managed to get field position, managed to get ahead, and then it was too big a mountain for Munster to climb second half.
In many ways, they out-Munstered Munster, didn't they? But I mean, in terms of the way that the Cornish Pirates played, I mean, you know, some experience there and a bit of age as well, but the tempo they played at was remarkable.
Well, yes, but you got to understand that the halfbacks with Gavin Cattle and Johnny Bentley. Gavin Cattle is a superb operator at the base of a scrum, especially on the front foot. He picks it up, he moves sideways, he keeps the defence guessing, then he delivers a sweet ball to Bentley, who's got options inside and out, and he's a really, really class operator. He's got the left foot as well, and it really helped the second half with down this left-hand side of the touchline.
A word on Munster, because we must pay tribute to their efforts as well. Never gave up, scored with the final play of the game. I mean, average age of 21, and these guys will have their day again, won't they?
Well, they certainly did. They came to play, didn't they? And they didn't do anything other than that. They played it through the backs, but it was just it was too much hard work to run around the corner and really trying to break this Pirates defence. I thought the Pirates defence, you know, they've really stepped up a notch today.
And a word on the competition itself as well. I mean, we've had a fantastic advertisement for the British and Irish Cup here this evening. I mean, it's in essence exactly what the competition's about.
It's playing cross-country teams, the Leinsters and the teams from Scotland and Wales. It's just a great change to play the odd weekend in the season against these sort of teams and learn and sort of mix with these guys, because obviously these Munster players some of them will be the real Munster players of the future, and to play against them and for them to come down and witness the level of rugby in England, they'll only learn from that, and they'll have a lot more respect for the English game.
A lot of disappointment on the faces of the Munster players, as you would expect, but really today the story is about the Pirates, and in the wider scheme, you know, for the club themselves. Obviously, you know, you mentioned the fact that this area is a heartland of rugby and should be a heartland of rugby. I mean, what are the plans for the Pirates? They're obviously 5 or 6 years old. I mean, is this the start of them building something special, or do you feel that this is a rare moment in their
well, they've been promising this careers for a long time. They've won the EDF Cup 2-3 years ago, and I guess it depends if they can keep the momentum going, because they're challenging at the top of the championship year after year, but it's obviously their aim maybe to get into the Premiership one day, and It's whether that can sort of marry up time-wise with their ambition and their support from everybody around the club. You know, there's certainly the passions here. It's in the blood of many, many thousands of Cornishmen. But as you've seen in the years when they've supported the Cornwall side, you know, the county side. So it just depends on momentum and whether they can build a stadium which can take the team forward.
Yeah, well tonight though, all about celebration, isn't it, for the Pirates? And I think we're about to have the trophy presentation, so I'll hand back to Johnny.
Such a servant to this club, Alan Paver leads the side up. Presentation party of Senior Vice President Richard Appleby, Terry Burwell, the Tournament Director for the RFU. Really is a Cornish Pirates day, but we must just have a word about Munster. It's a young side, they will be back, but today it is all about the Cornish Pirates, deserved winners of this British and Irish Cup.
Nobody can argue that the Pirates are deserved. They just went out there and you could see this meant everything to them. They fought for every scrap of possession. They stole critical balls, they spoiled balls, they got into the breakdown and squeezed balls out where they should never have got near. And you know, Munster went out and it's already touched on, the average age of this Munster side is 21. You know, there are some great players in this Munster side. And I mean, Anthony Foley and the guys will all be, Mick Galway, they'll all be really disappointed. But you know what, sometimes you very often, you need to lose one before you win one. And what these guys will learn from losing is a lot more sometimes than you would do from winning. And without a doubt, these guys will remember this, and when it comes to the next big game, they will be back.
Well, the Cornish Pirates had Gale Force, Leinster A, Plymouth Albion, Exeter, Newport and Doncaster in the way before this final. They defeated them all. They have defeated Munster A. And the Cornish Pirates are the winners of the first ever British and Irish Cup. What a proud day for this club. What a proud day for this county. A brilliant performance from Chris Sterling's men.
Well, you can see what it means to them. It means everything. They're jumping around and they probably haven't an ounce of energy left. And all they want to do now is just sort of celebrate and let it dwell. I mean, they're so tired. They've thrown everything at it. They've beaten a very good Munster side who probably didn't perform as well as they could have on the day. But, I mean, the passion, the commitment and determination that the Pirates showed today, there was no shame in Munster losing to this side today.
And it was a performance that had everything for the Pirates, wasn't that? First half showing all the attacking flair with Bentley standing flat, using the runners off him. And now the second half, Munster came wave after wave after wave, and the Pirates defence held firm right until that last minute.
They set out their stall early and they decided they were going to play rugby, and it was great to see it. They were looking to speed up the game at every opportunity. They were looking to get it going at all stages, but they varied it very well. They had a good scrum. They also had a good line-out and they mauled it quite well, but their outside backs all had a part, and a very well combined and a really good team performance.